January 23, 1945. The world hears the news. Subhas Chandra Bose, the man who dared challenge the British Empire, has died in a plane crash in Taiwan. But was it true? Could it be that this indomitable soul, this immortal hero, was silenced so easily? What if I told you that this is not the end of the story, but a new chapter? What if Subhas Chandra Bose, the man who had inspired millions, didn't just disappear? What if he lived on, in hiding, for years after his supposed death? This is the untold story of the immortal hero, Subhas Chandra Bose, whose disappearance became one of India's most profound mysteries, a tale that has left generations questioning. Was his death just a conspiracy? Was his legend immortal? Born in 1897 in the quiet town of Cuttack, Orissa, Subhas Chandra Bose came from a prosperous family. His father, a successful lawyer, had risen from humble beginnings. But Subhas was not destined for a life of comfort. Early on, he was drawn to the ideas of Swami Vivekananda and the struggle for India's freedom. He was not just an ambitious student, he was a passionate nationalist who understood that India's fate lay not in cooperation with the British, but in overthrowing their rule. His early academic journey took him to Calcutta University, where he excelled, but it wasn't his degree that shaped him. It was his growing disillusionment with British rule. Bose traveled to England in 1919 to take the prestigious Indian Civil Services exam, a path that seemed set for a bright career within the British system. But the young man who came to London was not the same as the one who left India. The reality of British oppression and the state of India's people pushed Bose towards a different destiny. He chose India's freedom over comfort, resigning from the civil services to return home. Little did the British know, this was the first step of a journey that would change the course of Indian history forever. Subhas Chandra Bose quickly became a rising star within the Indian National Congress. His fiery speeches and sharp intellect soon earned him the respect of India's masses. In 1938, he became the president of the Congress, leading the charge for India's immediate independence. But it wasn't long before Bose's methods clashed with those of Mahatma Gandhi. Gandhi's nonviolent resistance was in direct contrast to Bose's belief that India needed a military struggle to force the British out. Bose was not a man to compromise when it came to India's freedom. His resignation from the Congress presidency in 1939 was a bold statement. He was willing to sacrifice his position for the greater good of the nation. His vision wasn't about diplomacy, it was about action, about fighting back, and this would lead him down a very different path. In 1941, with the British closing in on him, Bose made a daring escape from India, moving through Afghanistan and eventually reaching Germany. But Bose wasn't there to ally with Hitler. He sought military aid to overthrow British rule. The Nazi regime may have been eager to weaken the British Empire, but for Bose, the alliance was purely tactical. However, the Germans weren't interested in Bose's cause as much as he hoped. Bose's true vision led him to Japan, where he formed the Indian National Army, INA, with the support of the Japanese. In Japan, Bose found what he needed, a military force that could challenge the British in Southeast Asia. His famous slogan, Chalo Dili, meaning "Let's go to Delhi," was not just a call for India's freedom, it was a call for armed revolt. Bose's leadership of the INA was legendary. With his charisma and unyielding determination, he rallied soldiers from all corners of Southeast Asia. The INA became the symbol of India's military resistance, and though they never reached Delhi, the spirit of Bose's movement resonated in every heart across the country. But the story of Subhas Chandra Bose doesn't end in 1945. Official records say that he died in a plane crash in Taiwan on August 18, 1945. But was it really his death? Or was it a carefully crafted lie? Gumnami Baba, a mysterious figure, emerged in the 1950s in Faizabad, Uttar Pradesh, and many believe he was none other than Bose in disguise. People who met Gumnami Baba were convinced that this was Bose. His mannerisms, his speech, and his handwriting were eerily similar. Even his interactions with locals, often discussing India's freedom struggle, seemed like something Bose himself would do. But why would Bose live in such secrecy after the war? And why would he choose to hide under a new identity? Cut to letters, photos, and testimonies from people who interacted with Gumnami Baba. The mystery of Gumnami Baba has remained unsolved for decades. Some say Bose never died, but lived out his days in the shadows, continuing the fight in his own way. Others believe it was just a man pretending to be Bose, but the questions remain. Was Bose truly immortal? And if he wasn't, then why is his legacy still so powerful today? Subhas Chandra Bose's legacy has lived on, not just in India, but in the hearts of all those who believe in freedom, resilience, and sacrifice.